Zootopia 3 is shaping up to be very different from what we've seen before. This movie has the potential to be something special, and we've already uncovered some exciting details about what's coming. Are you prepared to explore what lies ahead for Zootopia? Outback Island. While Judy and Nick were recapturing Dawn Bellwether at the airport, she was trying to flee from a place called Outback Island. This location has never been seen before, and it could become a major setting for the next movie. Fans are obsessed with Outback Island because its mention in Zootopia 2 felt like deliberate world expansion breadcrumbs. Dawn Bellwether is a sheep, and she chose a destination known for rugged, isolated wilderness. She wasn't looking for a vacation, she was looking for a stronghold, a place to disappear. Fans are speculating this island might be a lawless zone outside Zootopia's jurisdiction. It could be populated by species that never integrated into the city's civilized society, animals who live by their own rules. And here's something exciting. An island setting opens the door to introduce brand new species, marsupials for example, and exotic birds, which perfectly connects to the avian mystery teased at the end of the film. Remember that bird feather falling from the sky? It all ties together. The Linksley dynasty's revenge. Although Milton Linksley and his family were arrested, Milton swore revenge on Judy and Nick for ruining his family's century-old reputation.
You have not heard the last of Milton!
Their massive wealth and political connections mean they likely still hold influence from behind bars. Fans believe the Linksley dynasty's revenge is inevitable because Milton's arrest felt like a battle won, but a war started. Unlike Bellwether, who was a lone rogue, the Linksleys represent generational wealth and systemic power. Fans speculate that Milton's final vow of revenge wasn't just movie bravado, but a signal that the family has deep state ties within Zootopia's infrastructure. They are the first villains with the resources to fight Nick and Judy legally and financially, even from a prison cell. Think about how dangerous that makes them. They could hire guns to fight Nick and Judy. Instead of doing the dirty work themselves, the Linksleys could fund the 200 escaped inmates to hunt down the duo. Money talks, and the Linksleys have more than enough of it. This isn't just about catching bad guys anymore. It's about surviving a vendetta from one of the most powerful families in Zootopia's history. Mayor Winddancer's puppet status. It was revealed that the Linksleys put Winddancer, a former actor, into power as a puppet. While he helped at the end of Zootopia 2, his competence as a real leader remains unproven and potentially unstable. Fans believe Mayor Winddancer's puppet status will be a major plot point in the next movie because he represents the ultimate hollow leader trope. In Zootopia 2, it was revealed that he was a washed-up actor hired by the Linksleys specifically because he was charismatic but easily controlled. Although he eventually sided with Judy and Nick, theorists argue that his lack of actual political experience makes him a glass mayor, someone who could shatter under real pressure. Fans suspect that his administration crumbling without the Linksleys script, leaving the city vulnerable to the chaos of the prison break. Winddancer may be forced out of the mayor's seat, and that would leave a dangerous vacuum. With Winddancer's credibility shot, a more extremist candidate could rise to power, perhaps an anti-reptile politician or a mammal-first candidate who threatens the city's new inclusive laws. That would create a whole new kind of danger for Zootopia. The Great Prison Break. During the chaos of the second film, Nick accidentally opened all the cells at Pretoril Prison. This allowed 200 dangerous criminals to escape into the city, creating a massive vacuum of power and a wave of cold cases for the ZPD to solve. Fans believe The Great Prison Break will be the central catalyst for Zootopia 3 because it provides a perfect clean slate for a high-stakes sequel. Narratively, this allows the writers to bring back fan-favorite villains like Duke Weaselton or even a vengeful Bellwether while introducing a new underworld hierarchy. This plot forces Nick and Judy out of their comfort zone, potentially leading to a promotion or a special task force role that tests their partnership like never before. Instead of dealing with one mastermind pulling the strings, Nick and Judy might face an organized criminal syndicate, multiple threats working together. That would force them to work off the grid, using methods they've never had to use before. Imagine the chaos of 200 criminals rebuilding Zootopia's criminal underworld from scratch. The stakes have never been higher for our heroes. Pawbert's redemption. Pawbert Linksley was a trapped villain who only betrayed the heroes to gain his father's love. The credits show him still trying to bond with his father in jail, and that suggests a potential redemption arc or a return as a desperate informant. Fans are rooting for Pawbert's redemption because he's the first antagonist in the series, driven by filial desperation rather than pure malice. In Zootopia 2, Pobert only aided his father's schemes to earn the affection he never received growing up. The mid-credits scene showing him sadly attempting to bond with Milton really struck a chord with viewers. Theorists believe this establishes him as a tragic parallel to Nick Wilde. Both were outcasts seeking a pack, but Pobert chose the wrong one, and that's what makes his story so interesting. He could become the inside informant in the next movie. Pobert could become the Hannibal Lecter for Nick and Judy, providing intel on the 200 escaped inmates to sabotage his father's legacy. Imagine how powerful that would be. A son finally standing up against everything his father represents. We'll see if Pobert gets his redemption when the third movie arrives. Nick's search for a pack. Nick confesses that he joined the ZPD not to be a cop but to find a pack, identifying Judy as his family. This leaves his biological family history, including his father, as a major unexplored narrative path. Fans are zeroed in on Nick's search for a pack because it addresses the biggest hole in his backstory, his father. While the first film showed his mother, his father, John Wilde, has only appeared in deleted concepts. By having Nick admit in Zootopia 2 that he joined the force to find a pack, theorists believe the third film will pivot from Judy's family, the 275 Hops siblings, to Nick's biological root. Nick might discover his father was a pioneer for predator rights, or conversely, a criminal involved with the 200 escapees, forcing Nick to choose between his ZPD badge and his bloodline. That kind of conflict would test everything Nick has become. Can he stay loyal to the pack he chose when his past comes calling? Zootopia's false history. The revelation that Agnes the snake, a reptile, was the true founder and inventor of the weather walls, not Ebenezer Linksley, shatters the city's historical foundation. How the public reacts to this stolen history remains to be seen. Fans are fascinated by Zootopia's false history because the revelation that Agnes the snake was the true genius behind the city's weather walls fundamentally rewrites the franchise's mythology. For years, the Linksley family was worshipped as the city's founding fathers, exposed this as a calculated lie designed to marginalize reptiles. Theorists believe Zootopia 3 will explore the fallout of this erased history as more hidden truths about the city's actual origins begin to surface. It's possible that other species, like birds, were also written out of the history books. This could lead to the search for other founding fathers. Nick and Judy might find themselves acting as historical detectives, uncovering ancient archives to find out who else beyond Agnes was instrumental in building Zootopia. This investigation could potentially lead them to hidden avian leaders who've been watching from the shadows all along. History isn't just history anymore. It's the key to understanding Zootopia's future. Gary DeSnake's new life. As the first high-profile reptile in the city in 100 years, Gary is now the face of reptile integration. His struggle to live in a city not built for his species, physically or socially, is a fresh storyline waiting to be explored. Fans believe Gary DeSnake's new life will be a cornerstone of the next film, because his introduction in Zootopia mirrored Judy's journey in the first movie, but with much higher stakes. As the first reptile hero to break a century-long barrier, Gary is now a symbol of integration. Buildings aren't designed for reptiles, social norms aren't either. This may form a new trio partnership. Gary might mentor a new reptile recruit or form a trio with Nick and Judy, providing a unique tactical advantage like wall crawling or thermal vision against the escaped inmates. A three-member team would change the entire dynamic of how they solve crimes in Zootopia.